Welcome to Stoic Lessons from Historical Events, episode 53 of 100. The Spanish-American War, Rise of an Empire. Explore history through the lens of Stoic philosophy. In our 53rd episode, we delve into the Spanish-American War and the rise of an American empire, uncovering timeless wisdom and resilience that inspire us today. If you find value in our content, please subscribe, like, and share with friends and family. Your support helps us bring these powerful stories and teachings to a wider audience. Thank you for joining us on this journey towards wisdom and growth. The Spanish-American War, Rise of an Empire. What led to the Spanish-American War? The Spanish-American War of 1898 was sparked by a combination of factors, including the U.S.'s growing interest in Cuban independence, economic interests, and a surge of American imperialism. Cuba, a Spanish colony, had been fighting for independence since 1895, and American businesses had significant investments on the island. Tensions escalated when the U.S. battleship Maine exploded in Havana Harbor in February 1898, killing 266 American sailors. Although the cause of the explosion was unclear, American newspapers fueled public outrage by blaming Spain, leading to widespread calls for intervention. Under intense public and political pressure, President William McKinley asked Congress for a declaration of war, which was granted on April 25, 1898. How did the war unfold? The Spanish-American War was brief, lasting only a few months, but it had significant global implications. The conflict began in the Caribbean, where the U.S. Navy quickly blockaded Cuba, cutting off Spanish reinforcements and supplies. The U.S. launched a successful invasion of Cuba, highlighted by the Battle of San Juan Hill, where future President Theodore Roosevelt and his Rough Riders gained fame. Meanwhile, the U.S. Navy achieved a decisive victory in the Battle of Manila Bay in the Philippines, effectively destroying the Spanish Pacific Fleet. By August 1898, Spain, weakened and outmatched, sued for peace. The Treaty of Paris, signed in December 1898, ended the war and marked the beginning of the United States as a global power. What were the consequences of the war? The consequences of the Spanish-American War were profound and far-reaching. Under the Treaty of Paris, Spain ceded control of its colonies in the Caribbean and the Pacific, including Puerto Rico, Guam, and the Philippines, to the United States. Cuba gained its independence, but the U.S. retained significant influence over the island, including the right to intervene in its affairs. The acquisition of overseas territories marked a significant shift in American foreign policy, signaling the country's emergence as an imperial power. The war also sparked a debate in the United States over the ethics and implications of imperialism, with anti-imperialists arguing that it contradicted the nation's founding principles of liberty and self-determination. How did the war change America's role on the world stage? The Spanish-American War marked a turning point in American history as the United States transitioned from a continental power to an imperial one, with territories across the globe. The acquisition of overseas colonies, particularly the Philippines, placed the U.S. in direct competition with other imperial powers and signaled its arrival as a global player. The war also accelerated the modernization of the U.S. military, particularly the Navy, which would become a dominant force in the 20th century. The victory boosted American national pride and fostered a sense of manifest destiny, not just across the continent, but around the world. It laid the groundwork for the U.S.'s future interventions and its role as a global policeman. Why is the Spanish-American War significant in American history? The Spanish-American War is significant in American history as it marked the beginning of the United States' rise as a global power. The war demonstrated the effectiveness of modern American military power and showcased the nation's ability to project force beyond its borders. The acquisition of territories like Puerto Rico and the Philippines expanded American influence and opened new markets for trade. The war also sparked important debates about the nation's identity, its role in the world, and the balance between democracy and imperialism. It was a conflict that not only reshaped the map, but also set the stage for America's involvement in global affairs throughout the 20th century. How does the legacy of the Spanish-American War influence us today? The legacy of the Spanish-American War continues to influence American foreign policy and its role in global politics. The war marked the start of the United States' engagement in overseas conflicts and the expansion of its influence in Latin America and Asia. The territories acquired during the war, such as Puerto Rico and Guam, remain part of the U.S. today, raising ongoing questions about American imperialism and the rights of people in these regions. The war also established precedents for U.S. interventions abroad, shaping the country's approach to international relations and military strategy. The Spanish-American War serves as a reminder of the complexities and consequences of America's rise to global power. Thank you for watching. If you like our content, please subscribe and share our content. Have a wonderful day, everyone. See you at the next episode.